Hey everyone, happy
Hey,
Monday. How are you? Well, great. Well, we're excited to connect with you today about what we feel is, an obstacle that we see people face when it comes to, setting up themselves for success in this industry. And so we wanted to help you be able to learn how to overcome that and kind of anticipate it in a way that is a healthy way to anticipate that. I almost forgot. Lou was like, Tami, you got to share your own wins.
You have 2 wins.
I have 2 wins. Okay, so I will share one of my wins is that I consulted with a client on Friday of last week.
Friday.
On
Your
Friday.
consultation, yeah.
And this morning got to the office and they want to hire me. So, and it's actually for a 2020 destination wedding this September. So
Whoa.
I want to encourage you that you can still get destination weddings in for 2020 right now, okay?
AKA Lou needs to get his butt busy and build their website, build their wedding page, and the whole email program that goes with it. Okay.
And that makes sense. Like right now, you might, find like in this season right now, end of February, that you would get, hired for people that want to get married maybe like January, February, March, April 2021. That's pretty common. So for me to get hired, for this couple for September, she was a little concerned. She's like, can we pull this off? And I'm like, yeah, but we got to keep it moving. And we you
Right.
don't have time to be, oh, I don't know if I like that place. Like you have to kind of make a decision fast when people, with this type of timeline. But
I'm sure whatever you recommend, they'll be like, oh, if you we're good. And then just,
But it is doable. So awesome.
Absolutely.
And then one other win for me is that I am officially a speaker at the Romance Travel University Conference that is taking place at Hilton La Romana through the Destination Wedding and Honeymoon Association. So I don't know if anybody else in our crew is going to be there, but I will be there. So I'm excited for that.
And
How you have to handle concerns when it comes to these types of things like viruses, like Zika virus, H1N1, all of these things I have experienced in being in this travel industry.
Right.
So you have a situation that's occurring outside your control, coronavirus being an example. The best way that you monitor that essentially is that, that you go to the CDC website and you check the Center for Disease Control and you see if there's any travel alerts, travel warnings. Of course, there's going to be alerts. There's going to be information about that. But really, in all honesty, until there's cessation of services where the United States is saying you cannot travel these places,
Right.
or these countries are not allowing anyone to enter their country right now. There's just cessation of services. There's no airlift there. You can't land there. You can't travel there. That's when you know it's serious mayday, mayday, mayday. So today, though, we wanted to talk about overcoming an obstacle that we see a lot of people face when it comes to, blazing their trail for success, essentially. And that is playing the blame game. So, how many of you have ever played the blame game where you made a mistake, you made an error, and you're just beating yourself up over it? And you're wondering, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? And you're like, oh, and you get so upset with yourself. But what happens is it unravels, and it's like a snowball effect when you have this moment of blaming yourself for doing something or making a decision or not responding the right way or losing the sale or spending time on this or losing money on this. And it unravels into, a disappointment. And disappointment, leads to discouragement. And discouragement leads to depression. And it's not a good path to go down. So I think that the proper way to, really respond, and actually how you respond to disappointment, how you respond to mistakes, is critical in your ability to have success in the long term with being a business owner, with building a business, with persevering and pushing through disappointment, discouragement, situations that have happened. So I'm sure all of us at some point in our life, if not in our business, in our life, we've had, we just did some stupid stuff and we're like, what in the world was I thinking? Like, why did I do that? And sometimes you have this guilt, you have this blame, like you're carrying it with you, you have this weight, and then you kind of get insecure, and then you're fearful of making that mistake again, which causes you to basically be stagnant, and which causes you to not maybe take an opportunity when it comes your way, because you have this in your mind that the same thing might happen again, you might fail again, so it kind of unravels in a way. Blaming yourself can unravel in a way that is very unhealthy. And so
Yes.
we wanted to just, talk about the healthy way to respond to your mistakes. And in my opinion, if you're not making any mistakes, if you haven't reached that point of making mistakes, you may be not putting yourself out there enough either. So give yourself the invitation to be okay with, like, I got to get myself out there. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do this. And allow yourself the freedom to make some mistakes so that you can learn from them, and so that you know that you're getting out there. Like, if you don't get out there, you won't do anything, you won't have,
Right.
And so that's better. Getting out there and doing something and doing it wrong or incorrectly or wasting time or money. Obviously nobody wants to do that, but it means that you're doing something.
Yourself when there's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, what can I learn?
Mm-hmm.
I have a great quote, you guys, I heard on a podcast. I want to share it with you. I saved it just so that when we talked about these kind of things, here it is. Except for whatever reason.
It's not there.
Well, I thought that was the right. There we go. It's in my mindset. I have different quotes for different things. So, mindset. All right? So, here's the thing. Here's a great quote. I got it from Marie Forleo. I win or I learn. I never lose. Say that to yourself. I win or I learn.
Or I learn.
I don't win or lose. I win or I learn. I never lose. All right? Because it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
You may have a failure and you learn from it. You win. Either way, you're
Right.
going to win or learn.
Right.
And you cannot beat yourself up. I can write it.
So I remember another time, you guys, where, and some of you have heard this story before, where we, anyway, I got a call from somebody who wanted to have an Italy destination wedding. And it was going to be like within 3 months. She wanted to do this legal wedding. It was really just going to be an elopement, just the two of them. She really wanted to work with me, wanted my help, and I had never done Italy before. I positioned myself, for a wedding, just for regular travel, but not for a legal wedding.
Yeah.
So I'd never done a legal wedding in Italy before, and but she really needed my help. The time was like of the essence, right? 3 months away, and she was very particular about what she wanted, her vision for her wedding. Well, I said yes to it.
And tell me, when you did the consultation, you were kind of feeling like you shouldn't do it.
When I was doing the consultation, I was just like, I don't know. But then she was like, really like, please, I need your help, please. And of course I felt badly, and I was like, oh, I can't leave this poor girl needs my help, but really in the end, I didn't end up helping her. But so anyway, I take this client on, and everything I send to her, it's not going to match up with what she wants. She's on Expedia looking at stuff left and right, and I found it for this price, I found it for that price, and then I'd find something and it was available and it would work and we would be able to, and nope, didn't like it. And then I was having a hard time getting proper communication with the county clerk, or whatever you want to call it, magistrate office
in Italy.
And anyway, so it just kind of unraveled, and ultimately in the end I spent hours and hours of time. I ended up having to back away and say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I had to, because she was starting to threaten me of giving me a bad review, I had to give her $500 professional planning fee that she paid me. I gave that back to her. So I lost tons of time. I lost money. The whole thing just was not good. It wasn't my lane. It wasn't my area of expertise. Yeah, I should have just been like, I'm not the right fit for you. I really want to help you, but I'm not your gal. I should have just done that. But instead After the fact, I had to really question myself, like, why did I say yes to that? What was it that made me think that this was a good idea? Like, sometimes we do have to, address what we're doing up here, what our mindset is, and why we said yes to something, because I put myself in that position. And
it caused a lot of stress.
It did cause a lot of stress. It caused, it took a lot of my time, and then afterward I was really upset with myself that I lost even more time. And then I was upset with myself because she lost time. I felt badly for her. I was like, oh my gosh, here I was trying to help her, but what I did was I put her even more behind because a whole another month has gone by, nothing's done, and she's 2 months away from wanting to get legally married. You know what I mean? Like, what have I done here? I just was a disservice to her. I was a disservice to...
And the legally married thing was part of the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy could have quickly and easily have got her probably the wedding set up, but because this legal marriage thing...
Oh, yeah, there just wasn't with what she wanted, her vision, availability at these types of places, completely sold out, obviously. So trying to find all of those things...
3 months.
It was a recipe for failure. And so anyway, I did have those moments where I was like, oh, I blamed myself, and then I had to realize, like, I gotta just learn from this. I gotta ask myself why I said yes to this. I gotta learn from this about what made me think that I could pull this off, and I gotta stay in my lane. Had to learn. I have to stay in my lane. I have to be bold enough to say, you know what, I would love to help you. I think you're awesome. I wish you all the best, but I'm not the one. And you know what? Hopefully, as you network and learn and meet other agents, you can maybe have a card and say, hey, but this person, she can get the job. It is a problem that you want to be helpful, but then sometimes you're taken advantage of. Yes. So you have to position yourself the right way in this business that you're not going to, that's why we teach you to set up a process in order to not be just that order taker. You don't want to be an order taker. You're a specialist, and you want to be able to really give the best service for your clients, and you can't do that unless if you really take the time to get to know them, ask them some questions, and kind of direct the process of how this works, of working with you. And if you're not comfortable with charging a professional planning fee yet, that's okay. You can charge a professional, pay-to-go deposit, right? If you're not comfortable with yourself yet, confident enough to say, oh, I charge X amount of money extra for your professional planning fee, do the deposit for that. Do the pay-to-go deposit. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you and your time, and we hope that this was a helpful lesson, I guess, life lesson per se, of overcoming obstacles, and again, just how you respond. And what was that quote again, Lou?
You never lose. You either win or you learn. You never lose.
Yep.
Always say that to yourself. I win or I learn.
I win or I learn.
You don't lose, because every time you learn something, it's closer to winning every time.
That's right. And it just will help position you as you're creating your business, right?
Well, wait, I've got a great I just heard this today. So you guys, when I was working out today, I listened to, I had the radio station on, and they were talking about a boxing match that just happened this weekend. I don't know boxing that well, but they were talking about some guy named Fury and another guy, Wilder. Wilder and Fury were battling each other. And evidently in the very first fight, Wilder beat Fury by decision, meaning the fight went all the way to the end and nobody got knocked out, and the judges gave it to Wilder. But the second fight, Fury destroyed Wilder. It just happened this weekend, and what they were saying is that, and I'm hoping the first fight I have right, but anyway, I know it went all the way to a decision. But this fight this weekend, Mr. Fury just whooped the Wilder guy, and they said that Fury had a whole new game plan. That he came out with a plan, a strategy, and Wilder looked like he hadn't changed anything from the first fight, and he got his butt kicked. And so my whole point is that it's a good example where, the first fight, it was either super close. I thought they said that Fury lost that first fight, but he was either super close and he almost lost, or he did lose. But he didn't let that. He didn't blame him. I'm sure he didn't blame himself. I'm sure he went back to the drawing board and started to say, okay, what do I need to do? And he developed a new attack plan. Wow. He learned from his defeat, and he came back and not just won, but won handily in the second fight.
Right.
So, just an example. You can have a defeat, but don't let it define you. Again, win or learn, you never lose.
Right. You win, you learn, you never lose. And awesome, guys. Will we win?
We win or we learn. We never lose.
I'm going to get this. All right.
All right.
Woohoo!
Yes. God bless you guys.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for all the love.
Yes.